posture is really fucked up, y'all.
All right. Well, according to this, we are live.
All right.
Damn, homie. Look at us figuring it out.
One tiny little thing.
One tiny little thing.
I like it. You love it. We want some more of it. We about to talk about them boys, so let's make some noise. Get up in this live feed. Tell us how you feel, you see. Do you think we suck?
Yes.
Or do we have some luck?
No.
Coming our way. Are the Cowboys gonna make a trade?
No.
Is Cam Newton coming in the building?
No.
Kaepernick gon' kneel to the ceiling. No. We gonna find out tonight, so dream and watch, like, share, and follow. She wants the D, it's coming at you now, roll. Damn, JoJo spitting that hot flow.
Hey, what up? We are. Oh, look, it even says excellent connection.
Excellent connection. Man, we are killing it today.
Man, I'm telling you what, man.
Producer of the year, y'all.
Guys, this YouTube switchover has been some bullshit.
Man.
When I tell y'all, it has been some bullshit.
Amen.
Boy, do I meant it. Super meant it. All right. Let's see here. Still don't have my shit together. All that, and I still don't have my shit together.
We're getting there.
Welcome to episode 3 of the She Wants the D podcast. We are here on a loser Wednesday because the Cowboys are big losers from Sunday.
Big.
It's not great. It's not great.
Big. So much big.
How much of a loser can you be? Pretty damn loser.
Arguably the biggest losers of Sunday.
Yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad, man.
It was really bad.
It was a bit bad.
Well, there are more than just a few issues on this team, and we are going to get into that right now.
You picked the wrong house, fool!
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick-ass boy! This is She Wants the D, an all-new, all-female Dallas Cowboys podcast.
I am a monkey face. Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
And now your hosts, Jessica, JoJo, and Tracy.
I want me some glory hole.
Well,
Oh, boom.
and apparently they're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. We're,
I got it.
we're learning.
So by now, we've all heard the same things over and over regarding this game ad nauseum. We all knew that we would have a very thin offense. The last podcast, we took a look at the depth chart, or lack thereof,
Yes.
on the offensive side of the ball, and we knew that it was going to be thin. We knew that it was going to be tough. We knew that it was going to be weak.
Indeed.
But I don't think anyone really anticipated just how bad it actually was. I mean, guys, that was the saddest excuse
Yeah, man. It was bad.
of offensive play I have ever seen from this team.
Pretty
And I've seen
bad.
some bad play. Bad play.
Oh,
That
Lordy.
pretty much topped all of them, I think.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, let's just start off the top. Dak didn't look great.
No.
We can point to a lot of things. We can say that the O-line looked terrible, and they did. We don't have wide receivers.
No, we do not.
And the one star receiver that we had, I think he was targeted 11 times.
Yes.
And he gained 29 yards.
Yes, he did.
So, that's not looking real good, and that's all we got, guys.
That's it.
That's all we got.
That's it.
I have yet to even get on the CD Lamb train, because in my opinion, for a star receiver, even last year, I mean, yeah, he had some really great plays and he had some really good flashes, but as far as consistency goes, it's definitely not a wide receiver that can be the only.
Yeah.
He can't be the only.
He can't be the only.
And I just don't know where their heads are at. I don't know how anyone can look at this team and go, even from last year, knowing that we're having some moving pieces and just saying, oh, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We still have CD.
Yeah.
We still have Dak.
I
We
told
still
y'all.
have Zeke.
I told you guys this though. I
No,
mean,
but we
I
knew.
saw
We
it.
all knew.
I saw it. I'm looking, and I'm like I told you, listening to radio stations and just the way that our fan base is thinking that we have the NFC East locked in.
I haven't
loaded,
heard any
gone.
of that. What
As,
radio stations are you listening to?
105.3 The Fan. They were nostalgic with it. Like even the one dude, I can't remember his name right now, but he finally, I think it's Brian Broaddus, he finally started saying like, Are you guys seeing something that I don't see? Like, because I see the Eagles have gotten better. I see the Giants went out and got rid of Joe Judge and got a coach that obviously those players respond to. I mean, the way that they played for that dude on Sunday was shocking. I could not believe that the New York Giants beat the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. And just the way he called that game, I was impressed by that as well. So I just don't understand why we're shocked and why going forward we are expecting anything less than. I'm just waiting to see where we end up in this draft next year.
I'm
That's
not
all I got to
shocked.
say.
I'm not shocked at all.
No.
And I mean, I would actually say that it's opposite. Even leading into this game that was atrocious, the general feeling that I got amongst radio hosts, commentators, and other fans was, meh. Nobody's really excited about it. I wasn't super excited about it. They just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They didn't make any decisions. They didn't make any moves. They looked at what they had last year and they went, we're good.
Yep.
We're good.
That's
We
exactly
don't
what it
need to
was.
do anything. Never mind the fact that you commit almost more penalties than anyone in the league.
Yeah.
We had over 100 yards worth of penalties in this last game. Guys, I don't care how good a team is, committing over 100 yards of penalties in a single game is really difficult for the best of teams to win. After that, and might I point out that penalties is one thing that Mike McCarthy assured everyone. That's what we focused on in the offseason.
Yeah.
That's what we focused on in training
Clean
camp.
clean football.
Clean
Keeping
football.
mistakes down to a
Yeah,
minimum.
How many freaking penalties did Terrence freaking Steele have during this game? Can we just that one player?
Mm-hmm.
My God, guys, what are we doing?
It's
What are
ridiculous.
we doing? Do you do anything besides just vacation in the off season? Because that's what it looks like to me.
I mean, it doesn't even, and you would think that going into a year where your line, hold on, let me go down the list, where your receiver core is made up of CeeDee Lamb, and of course you're going to use Ezekiel Elliott out of the backfield. Then you have, where are these guys? T. Pollard. he caught him a couple passes.
Yeah.
Houston, Schultz, Brown. I mean, everybody anticipated Brown to make this invisible leap all of a sudden because Amari Cooper's not there. I know Michael Gallup is injured, but even when he comes back, like, what big dominant receiver do we have? Like, we have no top two receivers that would allow us to stretch this offense in a way for it to be consistently effective week in and week out. And Dak Prescott was just bad. I mean, he was
bad.
Awful. I mean,
I don't think Dak Prescott
he
and Lamb
was
have
awful.
ever had a good connection.
No, and this kind of goes back to what I was saying last week to, Jerry, because Jerry has his hand in all these decisions. He is the GM, let's not forget. He always wants that sexy pick, right?
Yeah.
We got CeeDee Lamb, and he's gonna be great for this team, and he's a star wide receiver. You're gonna see he was great. And no, Jerry, no. These things that you build up in your mind to be these monumental players and these star players, they just don't exist.
No.
They're just not there. You
No.
know who's been behind CeeDee Lamb making plays, making him look good? Michael fucking Gallup.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
okay? And Amari freaking
most
Cooper,
underrated
who's not on the
receiver.
team. You know what I mean? like, how can you logically look at this and say, no, we're good?
Yeah.
It's because Jerry has no logic. Jerry thinks with his emotions, he thinks with his heart, and he thinks with his bank account.
Yep.
And he thinks, CD Lamb with a CD Lamb jersey would sure look good in my pro shop.
He wants it to be profitable, man.
He wants
and
the
the
money.
fans are suffering because it, man. I mean, it's becoming like torture almost. And this is why I have come to the point where I will not allow them to do it to me anymore. Like, I refuse, because you have the ability, and based off just the failures of seasons past, okay, to know what you should do to make it work any better than what it's working right now. You did absolutely nothing to make this offense any more dynamic after losing a very component physical receiver in that was in your lineup. You did, and look at defense. We still let Leonard Fournette run for 127 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we were great in the red zone. We kept them out of the end zone. They scored a hell of a lot more field goals than touchdown. Mike Evans and Tom Brady still connected in the fourth quarter for a touchdown. So, I mean, it was the defense was the only shining star on the field that day. But even that, it was like, Jesus Murphy.
I mean, the defense can't be spectacular when they're out there the whole freaking game.
Exactly.
I
and
mean,
when you allow them to run 100+ yards with Leonard Fournette, that's gonna happen.
Exactly. I mean, they can't do everything, and it's just going to continue to get worse.
We're gonna call it the Micah Parsons show.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
That's what we got to look forward to.
That's pretty
this
much
season,
what it is, because
that kid is amazing.
I'm glad you brought that up, and I will circle back to that soon, because we're going to talk about these corners and how they performed in this game as well, because I'm sure that was also a discussion that they had in the offseason. Well, we got Trayvon Diggs, he's doing great. You know what, folks? 7 INTs or takeaways, 7 takeaways in a season is really hard to live back up to. It just really is.
It is.
Not that I don't think he can do it, but I mean, the reality of the situation is last season was kind of a shining beacon, right, of hope that we got. Of course, we didn't do shit in the playoffs like we always do.
Playoffs?
But everybody's focusing on, well, we had them last season, and the defense was amazing, and the defense... Yeah, they were, but they can't do everything when you're sending them back onto the field after 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did they even get a minute of rest?
The 3 and
throughout the
outs
whole
were
game?
disgusting.
My God,
they were
guys,
disgusting.
We didn't even make it past the Bucs' 30-yard line. How fucking pathetic is that?
Yeah. I think we gave up on the run game way too quick. I mean, Zeke only had 10 carries for 52 yards.
Yeah, we have more running backs than we have wide receivers. Why aren't we running the ball?
Running the ball? Obviously, Dak is not connecting with anybody. Why not try and implement some type of trickery in your backfield with your running game? Maybe a little RPO. I mean, I saw nothing that showed us they were even doing adjustments in that game based off what they were lacking on offense. It was.
Well, and they never
bad,
do.
Man.
I mean,
bad.
That's been a problem with the Cowboys from jump. They never adjust. They just, especially from the Jason Garrett era, which who do we have as an offensive coordinator? Keelan Moore. The same dude that learned under Jason Garrett, and he has that same no, we're just going to pound
I
the
think
same
I think that needs to be investigated. Kellen Moore.
Over and over and over. We're just going to be bullheaded about it, and we're going to do the same things that haven't worked the whole game, and we're just going to keep doing it. Because eventually,
Dan Quinn came in and turned that defense around, dude.
Man,
didn't he, though?
Gave it a 180.
And
Gave
Mike,
it life.
that kid Parsons loves
Kellen
playing
Moore,
for him, too. He loves playing for him,
our
too.
offense is very stagnant or completely depleted now. So I mean,
Michael
that needs
Parsons
to be investigated.
He was worth watching the shit show all over again by himself. I remember one play where he had almost got Tom Brady, and Tom Brady just escaped his ass. And I'm yelling at the TV. I'm like, how the hell did you let a fucking 45-year-old man evade you? And the exact next play, he comes and just buries his ass in the field. And I said, well, all right. Okay, Mr. Parsons.
A
And he
45-year-old
didn't let up anymore for the entire
Speaking
game.
of Tommy Terrific.
A 45-year-old going through marital problems.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw on TMZ they confirmed
Oh,
with
is that
Giselle.
real?
Yeah. She's pissed he went back to
Yeah.
the NFL
Yeah. She doesn't like it.
Really?
And
for health
the
reasons.
plot
Yeah, she's like, he has
thickens.
children. He needs to think about his future.
I think he's got cancer. That fool looks terrible.
He looked super
He looks
skinny, didn't
terrible.
She's worried
He's
about
stressed out.
concussions.
I mean, she should be worried about him
CTE.
floating away. Why didn't she feed him a fucking hamburger?
Blowing away.
Bro
Yeah.
Bro looks
Some meat in
bad,
that man.
Yeah.
Bro looks
He
real
looks
bad.
skinny.
I don't know what's going on with that, but he's looking like sad dad.
Still
Yeah.
managed to throw over 200 yards on our sad ass.
He sure did. He sure
Looked pretty happy then.
did. All right. Well, we could talk about the horrible misgivings of this game all night long, but don't nobody want to hear that.
Yeah, man.
So
Spice it up. Spice it
Let's
up.
talk about what should have happened in the off season. So, as we all know by now, one Dakota Prescott
Yes. Light the candle.
We're lighting
in
the
his
candle for
honor.
you, Dak.
is injured.
Oh, hell, thy
But
Prescott.
not on injured reserve,
Oh,
though.
hell, thy Prescott.
No, and we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, thy
Which is
Prescott.
weird.
In Tonse's, we have our Dakota Prescott Jesus candle lit,
Jesus.
and we will light it every week until he comes back.
Praise be. Praise
Dakota.
be to Dak. We love you, Dakota.
So Jerry came out this week saying that Dakota will not be placed on the injured reserve list, which means there is a non-zero chance that they will go out and try to get a viable quarterback
Bum, bum, bum.
to replace him while he's out. Which I think just goes back to the whole attitude that this team has of, no, we've had Cooper Rush. He knows the scheme. We're just going to keep rolling. Who cares if he knows the frickin' scheme? Who cares? Who cares if he knows? Wouldn't you rather have Cam Newton, who's played, I don't know, 1,000 fucking games in the NFL and started and been to the playoffs and knows how to take
and
a team
is
there
great in a
and
locker
is
room.
great? Wouldn't you even I'll take Colin Kaepernick, who hasn't
Okay,
been in the
can-
league for 5
Jess,
fucking years.
Stop that. Can we
Listen.
all look at the camera and let that pipe dream go? Colin Kaepernick
Jojo,
is not
my
coming
point
back to
is
football.
no, and I don't give a shit about Colin Kaepernick.
not
My
coming back.
only point is, why would you actively not give your team a chance to go out and get a viable quarterback that can actually win some games, proven can start in the NFL and produce? No, you're just going to roll with Cooper frickin' Rush?
Yeah.
Yeah, and why?
That
What-
shows you the delusion of this front
I
office.
just
That
can't-
shows you right there.
I can't wrap my head around it.
Makes no sense.
What other team in the NFL would choose to do this, knowing that going into the season, Cooper Rush wasn't even he's on the
The
frickin'
Giants.
practice squad.
The Giants did it with Eli.
I just shit. I'll take Eli at this point.
Oh,
what he
Where you
doing?
at, Eli?
What he doing? Where
What
you
you
at,
and Manny
dumbface?
doing?
We don't
What's your
talk about the
podcast
Giants
schedule?
on this show.
Where are you mouth breathing at?
They don't grace this stage.
He's somewhere out there.
They
They
mouth
don't grace
breathing.
this
We
table.
bring an old ass
out there
NFC
breathing
East
on someone.
rivals
I do
to
have
the
to
team.
say
Why not?
this comment, Joe Trenchina. He said, I can't believe I predicted a 40 burger. We couldn't even get a side order of
We
fries.
couldn't either, Joe. I mean,
Well,
Not
Joe,
gonna
you
lie, I was
do
very
love
shocked.
your 40
he
burgers.
loves them 40
you
burgers.
love your 40 burgers.
That's true.
I am unsure we'll get any of those this season.
Hell
Honey.
no.
Yeah, I mean,
Not with Rush.
it just was way worse than I ever could have anticipated. And here's a question I want to pose to my co-hosts and to the audience. Who are these decisions helping? The decision not to sign another wide receiver when you knew that you're coming into this season with an injured Michael Gallup and CD Lamb as your only star receiver, who, by the way, again, was targeted 11 times on Sunday and only
11.
gained 29 yards.
11.
The decision not to play your starters in the preseason so they could get some practice starting in an NFL game. No, we're not going to do that. The decision to bring in a 40-year-old offensive lineman who's not even suiting up for games just to mentor your rookie offensive line when Tyron Smith is right fucking there. The decision to essentially make no decisions in the offseason. And who is it benefiting? Who benefits? Who benefits?
Jury's pocketbook.
Doesn't Jerry have enough freaking money?
Jury never.
Let's not forget.
Never, ever.
You had experience.
You guys know where I
veteran
stand. This is
receivers.
Stephen Jones' fault.
I disagree.
You had
wholeheartedly.
experienced veteran receivers. Julio
Yeah.
Jones was on the market.
Yeah.
Big, wide, physical receiver. Tyreek Hill was on the market. A.J. Brown was on the market. Did big things for the Titans.
Weren't
And
we
he had
22?
Tannehill throwing him the ball. You had picks like Mr. Drake London coming out of college in the draft.
Going
That's
back
big
to
and
the
physical.
draft.
So many
JoJo,
options.
going back to the draft.
I mean,
were we 22 million under cap
girl, don't even get me started.
and we still have it sitting
Don't
there?
even
Just
Or did
sitting
we
there.
give that
started.
to what's his name? The mentor.
No, he's like 1.5 million.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's on a veteran
All right,
minimum
then we
contract
still
for
have
sure. I don't know.
we were
Trace.
22
I
million
don't
under
know.
cap on the draft.
And
I'm gonna have to do
that's
my cap
point.
homework
And that's
tonight.
my point. That's my point. Who is this benefiting? Who is this benefiting? Because it's not benefiting the fans, that's for damn sure. It's not benefiting the team. It's definitely not benefiting Dak when he's out game one because his O-line can't protect him.
Well,
for
it's
shit.
not
Ridiculous.
it's not
It's
benefiting
ridiculous.
anyone because we're going to
Exactly.
lose.
So why are we doing this? Why
ridiculous.
can't anyone make a fucking decision on this team that actually benefits the team? Why do we sit back and go, oh, no, it's all right. It's all right. Everything's all right.
Well, you
And what pisses me off even more, let me make one more point.
go ahead.
What
You're on it.
pisses me off even more is now that Dak is injured, everyone has an excuse. Even though he looked like dog shit on Sunday.
Oh my God! What did he throw? Did he even hit 150?
I
even
don't-
think he threw
nah.
for 150 yards.
No, I don't
Sacked
think
twice.
so. I don't think
mean,
so. It
He
was
had
atrocious.
he didn't have any
CeeDee
protection
Lamb did
or time
drop
in the
a
pocket
couple
at all.
passes
But even when
right
he
at him, though.
did, even when he did, like we
He
can't,
couldn't CD couldn't
we
catch
can't-
it.
Listen,
Yeah, because he hit CD right in the chest a couple
Mhm.
times. And
Yeah,
he didn't
CD
catch
and
that
him do
ball.
not have a good connection.
okay, and that's fine. But we can't blame it all on the O-line and the one wide receiver, okay?
Yeah, it wasn't like he was getting sacked all night.
He wasn't, and he, for what he's getting paid and for his star quality and for all the times that we've seen Dak in adverse situations
Yes.
and pull the team out of it. All of the times that we've seen him take the reins and do what he needs to do to get the team to a W. He didn't have any of that fire on Sunday. He looked confused.
Yeah.
He looked scared.
Mhm.
He looked like he didn't know what was going on. And I'm going to go back to this.
Yeah.
And I know JoJo doesn't want to hear it. But when we went to that open practice, that is exactly what I saw
You
there.
did say that. You did say that.
Lackadaisical, confused, not connecting with his one-star wide receiver, CD Lamb.
Mhm.
That's exactly what we saw that day. And I was very discouraged by it.
Yeah.
So much so that I talked about it on the podcast, which normally I wouldn't have because it's open practice, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But now,
Starting to make a little more
it's
sense.
starting to make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Hey, I can't disagree with you, okay? I can't sit here and justify any of Dak's play on Sunday. I can't sit here and justify that it was just a bad night because there was no point in that game where he looked competent in that offense. It was no point in that game where he looked confident and where he was throwing the balls with his receivers. I mean, did they not connect in the offseason when you looked at your wide receiver lineup? Did you not connect and say, hey, let's go practice, let's go work out
I don't
together,
think so, man.
let's go try and get some chemistry built before this offseason, let's try and make this offense look as crisp as possible? Because it looked like they were all playing for themselves on the offensive side of the
100%.
football, all for themselves. That did not look like 11 men playing together at all.
100%. And I'm glad that you brought that up because it brings up the concept of the tone, right? You need to have a certain tone in your locker room, a certain joie de vivre, if
Je
you
ne sais
will.
quoi.
A je ne sais quoi, if you will. And even though Micah Parsons was the one shining bright beacon on this team for this game, Mr. Parsons did something that is very toxic and not good at all for the joie de vivre of this team,
Oh, snap.
wherein he took to Twitter and defended only his play and blamed the rest of the team for being shitty.
Oh, no.
Which, listen, okay, we all see it, Micah. Everyone knows you're a star.
He's been
Everyone
full of
knows you
himself
did your
from the
job.
get-go, but
And that's fine. You
Yeah.
can be full of yourself
That's the
without
wrong
putting your
kind.
team down.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Des Bryant was full of himself, but never once did
Right.
he put his team down.
yeah.
If anything, he was too attached to his
oh, my
team,
God.
crying over Romo and
Parsons-
press
Parsons
conferences.
Parsons
baby.
probably felt like he'd played the whole defensive side,
and
dude.
you can feel that way all you
Mhm.
want, and you can express it to your team. Maybe it might not be the best idea, but I tell you what's not good is to take to Twitter
Yeah.
where millions of people are
Yeah.
going to see it. Not only millions of people, but also your teammates are going to see that you were in the freaking locker room. And guys, when I tell you minutes past the end of the game,
Mhm.
it's legit like he sat in the living room,
Yeah.
or
Like
the
he
living
probably
room,
still
in
had
the locker
his
room.
towel with his
And
dick
with
out.
in his towel.
In his fucking towel,
Yeah.
sitting there tweeting about how bad
Oh,
they
yeah.
were and how good he was. That's not the vibe.
Oh, yeah, that's clickbait.
That's not the vibe.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not okay. That doesn't do anything for you or your team or anyone that's looking at your Twitter, which is millions of people.
Well, that
okay?
shows you. I mean, he kind of just showed his age and a little bit of immaturity right there because, yeah, I mean, you come off a loss like that, you lose your starting quarterback in game one, and your response as a leader on that team is to basically hype yourself up and downplay and like you say, place blame on everyone else. Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster for a locker room. So
Yeah, that's
if
not what
Coach
leaders
McCarthy,
do.
McCarthy is a real coach, Mr. Eminem, you needs to lock that up and fix that tight real quick because that could spread in an ugly kind of way.
So he was doing this tweeting while they were getting their ass reamed.
No, he did it after the game, right
Yeah.
after the game. Yeah.
When they get their ass
Yeah,
reamed by the
right
coach.
yeah. Yeah.
How do we
right
do the
after.
rah, rah, rah on the fart piano?
Is
Y'all
there
have
a
a
rat,
fart
rat?
piano?
Of course we have a fart piano. I don't know if they can hear it in the.
Fart piano.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
think of that.
Poo on you, sir.
You know,
Poop
this is
and
my
pee.
favorite one. That's my favorite one. I like that one. But yeah, that's not good. That's not good for the tone of the team. That is definitely not the tone that a leader should be taking on this team, because that trickles down, guys. He's the only one producing on that defense as far as I can see.
Yeah.
They weren't terrible. Okay, I want to take it. I do realize that game could have easily been 31-3
Yeah, we had some
instead of
interceptions.
19-3.
We didn't do anything.
Yeah, it
with
didn't
them.
matter.
Mm-mm.
It didn't matter.
It
the
never
offense
does.
just turned it right back over.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So, it's a lot of negative plays because it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, anyone that's in a leader position, whether you feel that way or not, should definitely not be spitting that out in the world at all. So that's one thing that I can say about Mr. Parsons that I did not like coming out of this game, and he needs to
Reel it in.
Yeah, fix your
reel
life,
it in.
sir.
Reel it in 100%.
Yeah.
So this was quite grim. Let's take a look ahead at Bengals Cowboys.
Bengals.
Well, in addition to the Cowboys game on Sunday, we also watched the Cincy game. By the way, fantastic game.
Oh, I want to
against
come
the
in my
Pittsburgh
mouth just
Steelers.
thinking about
Really
that
fun game.
Jesus.
Super fun.
That's what I thought was happening.
Yeah, super fun. Had that been one of my teams, I would have been peeing and pooping in my pants.
Poop and pee.
Poop and pee. I knew she would like that.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
Poop and pee all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a fantastic game.
Yeah, it was.
However, Cincinnati didn't look super great. Joe Burrow really struggled in the pocket a lot because
He
his
did.
O-line is very depleted.
It's gross.
They could not give him protection to save his life. They barely squeaked it out. I actually thought it was over until, what's his name? Help me out.
Ooh.
Higgins?
Are you
I
talking
don't
about the wide receiver for the Cincinnati?
Yeah, the one
T.J.
that-
Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins. Until he, well, actually, Pittsburgh screwed up.
Yeah, didn't
and
Pittsburgh turn it over?
They
Which
committed
gave
a
them
penalty. It gave him a fresh set of downs.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
Pittsburgh committed a penalty in like the last 10 seconds of the game, giving
Yeah, they let them back in that game. That's
giving
right.
Cincy a fresh set of downs. Otherwise, it would have been over right there.
Yep.
So that's how much penalties matter, guys.
Hell yeah,
they
do.
fucking matter.
But yeah, man, that Steelers defense looked pretty damn legit.
They are tough, aren't they?
They were pounding
They
on
are
Cincinnati,
tough,
man.
That pass rush is no joke.
I mean, Joe Burrow
No
threw what,
joke.
like 3 or 4 interceptions?
Four.
I mean, he turned the hell out
I
that
actually
ball.
have it right here because
Yeah.
it was okay. He was sacked 7 times.
Yeah.
Oh
guys.
my God.
7
Seven.
times,
Gosh.
and he turned it over 4 times.
Gosh.
It was not a
Oh,
good
yeah.
day for Joe Burrow.
They attacked the hell out of that man, and
It
they
was
kept
not
that
good.
offense, which is pretty dynamic, in check. And I was proud, honestly, of the Cincinnati because they're a young offensive team.
Yeah.
The fact that they were able to kind of keep their resolve a little bit and stay in that game and at least get it to overtime. And that's not something you see Joe Burrow do. Like, one of the things people compliment him on the most is the way he can see the field. But when you got a defense sniffing up your ass all day, it's a little bit harder to take your time and look through your reads and, put the
Right.
ball where you want to go. So, yeah, great game for the Steelers. Great attempted comeback for the Bengals. And I can't wait to see some more of that Steelers defense. I tell you that much.
Yeah, same. They look real
and
tough
shout
and real
out to
scary.
T.J. Watt. Hope you have a speedy recovery. He got.
Yeah.
He's not going to need surgery, but I think he said he's going to be out like 6 to 8 weeks.
Oof.
With
Oh,
that
I
injury.
heard that.
And he had a
Yeah.
fantastic game.
He
Yeah.
had an amazing game.
Fantastic game. Yeah, but like I said, we had the night game that day, so I watched the Cincy game first. And watching that game, I'm thinking, okay, I mean, yeah, they were Super Bowl contendees.
Yes, they were.
Okay. And I don't discredit that. However, new year, new you.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And yeah, the offense looked like it was struggling quite a bit. And
Oh, yeah.
actually, they struggled the most in the red zone. And me and Tracy were watching it together, and I was like, man, doesn't this feel like we're watching the Cowboys in the red zone?
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
it was like every down.
Yep.
Like they went to 4th down every time, just struggle. Nope. Struggle.
Yep.
Nope. Struggle. Like, oh my God, man. I feel like we're watching the Cowboys in the
Yeah,
red
they
zone.
would get down to like 1st and goal and
Yeah.
couldn't score.
And just could not.
And it would be a
get
field
in.
goal.
And I
or
was like,
not.
doesn't this feel like a Cowboys offense
Yeah.
that we're watching right now?
They still managed to put up 20 damn points.
They show did, and that would be the difference.
17 more than
Um,
our ass.
I should say the Cowboys of old.
Yeah,
um,
that part.
It definitely gave me Cowboys of old vibes. Watching that Cincy offense trying to pound it in the red zone, it was really tough
Yes,
at
hell,
times.
we barely got to the red zone on
Yeah,
Sunday
exactly.
night.
So I was feeling pretty confident
Yeah.
about that game until I watched us play,
Ah!
and now I got a whole different attitude. But we're focused on Cincy right now. Again, Joe Burr sacked 7 times, threw it away 4 times. All right. Defense isn't terrible.
Not terrible.
How do we think that our defense will fare against that Cincy offense?
Y'all want me to take it first?
Yeah. I've got some points, but you
I think they got Joe Mixon, so I think we got to shore up that run defense if we want to not get him going, because once he gets on a little a tear. It's kind of hard to slow him down, but you mix him some momentum, man, and he's gonna tear it up on you all game, and that's just gonna make play action pass with Higgins and that boy Chase even better. I liked what I saw from our defense. I liked that I saw Cincinnati struggling in the red zone, and that's one thing that we did really well last week. But Joe Burrow, as young as he is, I like his resolve, and I think he's going to come back and be a little bit more sharp than he was last week in week 1. So I think they're not going to, like, drop a 40 burger, as my boy Joe would say, but I think they're going to be able to at least put up 20, 24 points if against our defense on Sunday. If they keep their run game going and Joe Burrow doesn't have turnovers like he did last week, they're going to be able to score at least 20.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Steelers defense is quite deep, quite a bit deeper than our defense.
Yeah, man, that defense is whew.
Yeah, the pass rush
you want to
is
slap
insane.
your mama, you know what I'm saying?
I definitely think Mr. Burr will be running away from Mr. Parsons quite a bit. However, I mean, we can't really compare our defense to the Steelers' defense.
Not quite
Not
yet.
quite.
No.
It's
Not
not
quite.
bad, but it's not that good.
It's not that good. I know that Tracy has some opinions on the offensive side of the ball as far as what Mr. Rush will be able to do.
So I don't know if y'all noticed when Dak was hurt. Was that 2 seasons ago? His ankle, 2020?
2020.
Yeah. Cooper Rush, when he came in for Dak, there's 2 points that I had. We saw him also play a little bit last year, and I don't remember why that was. Was Dak hurt?
I don't know if he was hurt or maybe we had put up a lot of points. Or
I just noticed that Rush
I
and
think
CeeDee
that was it.
Lamb have a better chemistry, it seems like,
There
than
was-
Dak and CeeDee Lamb.
No, you're right. There was one game that he started, that Rush started and played the entire game. That was the game that my mom was like, "Oh my
Yeah,
God, I love
what
Cooper Rush."
why was that?
I don't
I can't
remember.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I
Obviously
just
a
feel
Dak
like there
injury.
might be a small beacon of light if Rush and CeeDee Lamb's all we got. Other than that, we need to run the ball on
Yeah,
this game. We
ground
need to
and
run the
pound.
ball big time on this game, I think. Yeah.
Ground and pound.
Yeah, for sure.
And no, I agree. I have noticed
Disgusting.
the connections that Rush and Lamb make are more often than Prescott and Lamb.
And why is that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I think because Rush is not, he doesn't seem to, I'm not saying that Dak panics.
I mean, I think he does sometimes. I can see it in his
Okay,
eyes.
Yeah,
slow
sometimes he
down, guys.
does.
Slow down. You're really ragging on Dakota here, okay?
No, I'm not ragging
No,
on him.
but we've all said
this
it
is
on
still
this
our
panel
guy.
before.
This
I
is
haven't
still our
really
guy.
seen
No.
Rush panic in the
Don't-
pocket before.
Don't get in your Dak
I'm getting a little in my
chingaletas,
Dak
okay?
fingerlings
We
over
have
here.
all said it on this podcast more than once.
Damn it, you're
He
making me
does,
perspire.
and he did it in this game. He looks confused and panicky when things aren't going.
Panicky is a very harsh word, Jess.
He doesn't have this look on his face.
No. I'm more for feels like it's
I mean,
more so of a look like.
Should I go back through the game and take
He's like
screenshots?
this.
Not
he's
panic,
like this.
just like a like
Like,
just
what
a
are we doing?
little
What are we
slight
doing?
confusion.
What are we
you
doing?
know? And you can't put it all on Dak. I mean, that
I'm
entire
not. I'm not.
offense as a totality
I'm not.
did not look like they were a cohesive
100%.
unit.
We already said that.
But yes, Dak was horrible.
Anytime we even say anything about it, she's like, y'all can't talk about Dak.
First of all,
You
I
can't talk
do
about Dak.
not say that.
What do we have said? O-line, wide receivers, Dak. We're not putting it all on
And
him.
where are his wide receivers?
But he did play his part.
Oh yeah, he damn sure did.
Honestly, we
played his
can't
part.
I cannot
ever
deny
put it
that.
on one person.
No.
Not in football.
No.
All right. Let's get back to this before JoJo goes on a Dak rant.
Oh, yeah, it was his shoulder. It was
Last year.
shoulder
Okay.
that Rush played for him against
Head,
Minnesota.
shoulders,
And
knees,
it-
toes,
he
knees,
didn't-
And we
toes.
won that game.
Yeah, but we had a much different team.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Yeah.
had wide receivers
Yep.
coming out of our butts.
Yeah.
And
Poop.
this year we've got CD Lamb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dropping
Yeah.
them pellets.
So yeah, the one is not like the other. However, let's head back to the defense for a bit, because of course we've got Micah Parsons making plays. Last year it was Trevon Diggs, that was lights out, and of course so was Micah Parsons last year. However, I would like to take a look at our secondary and what they produced on Sunday. We've got Anthony Brown, targeted 9 times, gave up 7 for 108 yards. Jordan Lewis, targeted 5 times, allowed 5 receptions for over 100 yards, so he didn't block any. Trevon Diggs didn't give up a lot of yards, but he did allow a TD, which shot him over 100 yards. So can we really put all our eggs in that basket like we were doing last year and saying, Diggs got it, and if Diggs don't have it, Brown's got it.
No, we can't put it
Lewis
on
has
one
got it.
person.
I think we got to also remember, just like every other team in the NFL, this is week 1.
100%.
I mean, despite the huge blow of Dak going down, every aspect of this team still has an opportunity to be better. You know, we still have to stick to the same mantra, next man up. And although I think it is completely foolish ideal, I just don't understand how they didn't at least attempt to go find a quarterback that they feel like could win them games, especially if you have the confidence in this roster that you shoved down our face and you're trying to make us believe is any good. You should have that should have been the first thing that you did. Let Dak sit out a full 8 weeks, come back fully healed, get you a quarterback that can go out there and at least maybe win you a couple and at least keep you alive in your division.
And isn't it just serendipitous how we going into the season say, we don't need a backup quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
We're good. We don't need a backup quarterback.
what
and then
is
here we freaking
Who said that?
are. When we were screaming from the rooftops.
Who said we don't need a backup?
Your boy Jerry.
Oh.
Apparently the Cowboys, damn it. Do you see one?
Your boy Jerry.
I mean, they had the nooch.
the year of the nooch.
There's
We
no
all-
Cam Newton in
We
here.
all saw the writing on the wall, and nobody jumped. Nobody did anything.
Nobody.
And here we are, week 1,
We are
without a starting quarterback because we didn't do the work in the off season like we always do, sat on our asses and said, we're good.
played some golf.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
Went
Sons
out
of
on the yacht.
bitches.
Not going to play our starters in
Cheated
the
on your
preseason.
wives.
Not going to play our starters in the preseason at all because they don't need to practice. Yeah, Michael Gallup's injured, but we got CD and all these other
We cannot
spares.
win.
Who are, Washington? We don't even have Cedric Wilson anymore.
We can't win games with one good
Disgusting.
guy.
It's
Yeah,
disgusting.
that's clear.
Yeah.
That's clear.
Nobody
just-
can.
I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. Look how bad that offense looked without his
Terrible.
number 1 wide receiver. The guy
Terrible.
that has
Yeah.
been his security blanket for, I don't know almost damn near a decade or more. And he lost that one guy, and that offense looked nostalgic. I mean, they
Yeah.
didn't even put up a fight, it seemed like, against the Vikings for until the second half. So, like, chemistry, units, connectivity, all of the fluidness, all of that means
matters.
something, and it
It
matters
matters.
in the game of football because it's literally, it is a game of inches, okay?
Yep.
Inches could be the difference between your drive continuing or you getting a turnover. Inches could be the difference between you making a game-winning field goal and missing it. And for you not to take, you just seem like you take absolutely zero consideration into all those components of the game of football. It is just like a slap in the face to your fans.
Mhm.
The fans has helped make this fucking franchise worth over $5 billion. The fans were
8.5
dads go
billion.
and spend half of their paycheck for the week for their damn son to go see a game at AT&T Stadium. This is what you give us.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I agree.
You know how much money I spent on fucking jerseys?
Yeah, it's sad, dude.
I mean,
How
look
much
at,
money
look at you
I've
now.
spent at my
Look at you now.
my logo
Her
for
entire
my
wardrobe.
damn podcast, bro. Like, I literally have a whole section that is just Dallas Cowboys. It's ridiculous.
And there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people just like you.
Millions.
Yes.
You don't get to be worth $5 billion if it isn't millions of
8.5.
people with that insane logic in their head. We have been so committed to this franchise,
Yeah.
and they have given us shit after
Nothing.
shit after shit every year, and that is why JoJo is now the casual fan. I'm trying to school y'all. Stop wasting all your paycheck and your money on this franchise until they give us something fucking to waste our money on.
Yeah.
Because right now there is
let's
absolutely
boycott.
nothing.
Let's boycott. Let's stop buying
I mean,
merch.
we
stop
can
buying
start the
tickets.
movement.
I make some good burgers. I know
Yeah.
how to make some fancy hot dogs.
We're just not
We
going to
can do
give
that
them any
shit at the
money.
crib. Fuck going to AT&T
We can
Stadium.
start the movement. Let's start the movement right now.
We're going to boycott.
We're
I done
boycotting.
started to perspire.
We are not going to go to games.
And we encourage everyone to boycott the
You
Dallas
think I'm going to see that
Cowboys.
shit? You think
I
I'm going to go
wouldn't-
stand up and watch fucking Cooper Rush?
I'm not paying to park to watch that
Oh,
crap.
absolutely.
Let's start
kidding me?
there.
I'm not spending the gas
Yeah.
to go
Now,
out
Yeah.
there.
I may
Let's
do a little
start there.
tailgating. I'm not going to lie. I may hit up the hard hitters, you know.
Well, it's
It
the
do be a part.
experience, isn't
But
it?
see, that's being a part of the fans. That's fans supporting fans. Because we are the only ones who seem to give a shit about what happens with this team. But I refuse to step in that fucking stadium again until we win a playoff game. I swear. I don't care if it's a game and I'm not there. If it's not an NFC championship game, I don't want to see fucking AT&T Stadium. I don't. And I don't care
Yeah.
who feels what about it.
You know what the irony is ever since AT&T Stadium has been in place, I'm not saying we didn't have problems prior to that, but ever since we've been in AT&T Stadium, the
Yes.
main focus has been the stadium
Yes.
and how we can increase the fan experience and make this the best stadium in the nation.
And it's
And-
amazing.
And it's amazing, but what the real fan experience should be is what you put on the field,
Right.
not what you put around the field.
You're spending on
And the
average
only
200 to 5 to
thing-
watch them lose.
The only thing that Jerry cares about is that stadium and what goes on in that stadium
That's
and
it.
what he has. Oh, well, the fans are going to love this. We want you to win a football game, motherfucker.
Yes.
We want you to win
Yes.
a playoff football
Yeah.
game. How about you start there?
That is what we want.
How about you start there?
And fuck one. How about you win some? How about we become a
For the
franchise
love
where
of God.
we are consistently in the playoffs as contenders every year, not squeaking in because we won our shit division, not squeaking in because the Eagles lost and the Giants won and the Commanders didn't make the tiebreaker.
Commandees.
I don't want to hear none of that shit, man. Give me some greatness. I feel robbed.
We are robbed.
I feel robbed as a fan, man, and it's just, I don't want to talk about it.
All right, let's switch out the vibe. Here we go.
That gets me.
All right. I knew that would get JoJo
Ah,
excited.
That puts a smile on my face.
As usual, we are doing our game predictions, as grim as they may be.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
In Don't Says, who would like to go first?
What a superfluous thing to do at this point. In
I
the
went
season.
first last time.
Oh, I'll go first.
All right.
I think this is gonna be. I think honestly, if you look at the narratives, you listen to all the radio feeds, all the sports centers, and the wah-wahs
And
and
I
the
do.
woo-woos.
I do. All the noise.
Everyone's expecting us to be garbage.
100%.
So I expect Cooper Rush and this offense to play with at least a little pride. I expect CeeDee Lamb to go and look at his ugly ass head full of dreads in the mirror and say, you know what,
They are
you could have
ugly.
Yeah.
been better. I hate that hairstyle.
Yeah, I do
Yes,
too.
hate
It's
it.
terrible.
You could have been better, sir.
He looks
you're
like
donning 88, and you didn't go out there and play great. So I expect this entire team, if they genuinely give a damn about what they present on that football field on Sunday, I expect them to be a lot more competitive. I do. I expect our offense to score more than 3 points. I do. So I'm going to say that the Cincinnati Bengals, they're not gonna blow us out because I feel like our defense is still gonna be there, and I feel like they're gonna play with pride just like they did on Sunday. So I'm gonna say that we are still going to lose, but we are going to lose 24-21 Bengals. That's what my score is. I feel like our offense is gonna try and come out there with something to prove. Hopefully, there are some men in that damn locker room.
If
still.
nothing changes in the next couple of days,
It won't.
Yeah, which it won't. I'm going 17-14 Cowboys.
3-point game.
Yeah.
3-point game.
I feel like it's going to be a lot like the game we just watched.
Different score, but 3-point
but
game.
Their offense is probably a little worse than Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about
But yeah, I think we're going to be probably in the same boat, and we're going to just skivvy by Brett Maher.
Yeah.
By a mole hair.
By a mole hair.
By a mole hair. Oh, you got
Barely.
us winning.
Barely
17-14.
17-14.
Okay, you got Cowboys.
By
17-14.
yeah.
All right. Well, given all of the things I mentioned previously, I think that the offense will come out and lay a very similar egg on the field that they laid this past Sunday.
Well.
However,
Underdone.
yeah,
Runny.
runny in the middle.
Ain't gonna
Yeah.
be no fried chicken over here.
However, as Tracy mentioned, Cincinnati is not as strong as the Bucks were on offense. So even though our defense held that offense to just 19 points, I also agree with JoJo. I think the offense will play a little better because they've definitely gotten a lot of shame this week.
Oh,
Lots
yeah.
and lots
Oh,
of
yeah.
shame. All the shame.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All the shame.
Yeah.
Disgusted
So I
with
think
yourself.
they will play better. However, I do think that we will lose this game 21-13, giving my boys just 1 touchdown and 2 mole hair.
Oh, that's a struggle. It's a struggle.
He's the only one that scored in the last game. I got to give it to him.
This
you
was
know?
Jessica's face the whole time the game was on last week. This is it.
Sheer confusion.
Yeah, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I mean, again, I knew it was going to be rough because we were so thin on offense, and
Yeah.
I knew that it was going to be a struggle, but good Lord, I never could have anticipated. I don't think even the bitterest of bitter Cowboy fans could have anticipated just how bad it actually was. But, you know, as far as going forward, I guess we fit in the seat.
We got one.
Oh,
Hey.
the fans.
Joe Tranchina.
Yeah, my loyal Joe.
27 Cowboys, Cincinnati 17.
No more 40
Spread the
No more
word,
40
Joe, for
burgers.
Italy.
McDonald's has shut down.
Mickey D's. We'll see you
Well,
later,
hopefully
please.
next time we'll have some more fans in the building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Y'all tell all your friends. Like,
Yeah.
share, follow. Put the word out there. Let's get the
Yeah.
subscriber
I'm going to
list
work
up,
really hard
baby.
this week on promoting it because I'm terrible at
Yeah,
that.
Let's promote.
We really got to
Let's put a
promote
vote.
this YouTube
Hit
channel.
choke.
This move has been very tough for us, so
Looks
help
like we
us
getting
out.
it together, though. Looks like we getting it
we're
together.
getting there. We're getting there. We just had to get away from Facebook, man.
Yeah.
We had to. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not viable anymore.
Yeah, man, and I feel like we're gonna grow a lot on YouTube as well. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to set my phone up so I can do my rants.
Yes,
on there.
I was about to say, look for the rants. JoJo's rants are moving to YouTube every Monday,
Hey,
Sunday,
depending on when the
Don't know.
Cowboys play.
We should probably
see.
start promoting on TikTok too, because TikTok and YouTube kind of go hand in hand.
That's
a little
true.
bit.
Okay.
All right, Hannies.
Good luck.
We-
I'm scared. I'm
I'm-
scared.
You know what? I'm not scared.
I'm starving.
I might
We
actually.
gonna be alright.
All right, y'all. Love y'all. See you next week. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.